live on 2 out of 3. Yo, what up, Mark? Oh, shit, let's go. For once, it's warm in my office. Usually by this time of year, it is always cold. Alrighty. I think we're good to go. I think we're live. Dude, what is up? It's good to see you. It has been a minute. That's okay though. Got a fancy build today. What up, MB? Good evening, good to see you. Smurf, what's up? Watching the game, having a bud? Oh, that sounds like a good time. Maybe I should bust out an energy drink. MJ, what's up? Welcome in on the YouTube. Will Hap, what's up? Hey, that's yours. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna bust out an energy drink, because why not? These are still ones I got for free in February, so I figure might as well drink them. Thanks, F3. Christmas present for the son. Let's go. All right. So before we start, let's talk through what's in the build, because this is gonna be a really nice PC, you guys. I don't think you get it. This is an incredible PC. So Ryzen 7 7700X, that is a killer deal right now for an 8-core, 16-thread CPU on AM5 platform. This thing's under $300 now. We've got 3 total terabytes of storage, 32 gigs of RAM from G.Skill, CL36000. We've got a bunch of Phanteks D30 fans. We've got the Phanteks Glacier 1 with the same D30 fans, so all fans within the system are gonna match. They're all gonna look exactly the same. Got a 1000 watt power supply, 4070 Super from Asus, a Asus B650E motherboard, and then we've got the Phanteks MV5, which I've built a few of these before, so you guys will recognize it once we get it up there. It's a little bit big for me to pick it up and carry it, but that's okay. Good thing energy drinks have a long shelf life. I hope so. I mean, it's only been since February, you know, it's just sugar. No, actually, I don't think these actually have any sugar. It's just a bunch of chemicals. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so let's get all this stuff off the desk so that I can start with the build in earnest without knocking over my energy drink. Oh, the other cool thing about those fans is they have a reversed version. So you're only gonna see the pretty side of the fans, no matter where they're located. So even the intake fans are gonna look really nice. You're not gonna see the ugly frame. You're only gonna see the really nice side, which is awesome. Yo, what up, Richard? What up, Tud? How we doing? Dude, text-to-speech works on YouTube now too. I can't hear any of it because I don't have a way to make that happen. I don't know how to do that. I don't have like a speaker. I could probably get a speaker. I know I've been saying that I'm gonna do that for a while. You didn't hear it? Well, that's dumb because I tested it like 5 minutes ago and it worked. It was working in my ears. Maybe I need to fix something. I don't know. We'll try. What up, Ethan? What's my favorite Darius stim? I don't even know what that is. Yeah, so there is all of the specs. Phanteks, that's right. It's gonna make my gaming dreams come true. Let's go. Oh yeah, Fuzzy, you just ordered your computer too. Fuzzy just ordered a PC. Screen just went black for a second. You guys let me know if that keeps happening. Okay, let's get our motherboard out here. Also, let's do this one. There we go. You chugged a rain. Let's go. Now you're talking, MJ. Now we're talking. Yeah, TTS, it was working in my ears. Like, I was hearing it. So there might just be something funky with with the stream, how to get it to the stream. I can troubleshoot that later. Botrix is a little slow, yeah. It's a brand new widget from Botrix. So instead of the old text-to-speech like setup in their system, it's like a new widget. So that could be why. So pumped, I might have to drop out, sitting in my living room with a family cam, my son see. All right, dude. Well, if you want to come back and watch it later, it will be available on YouTube. All my lives are available afterwards. So if you need to come back, you can come back. Okay. Oh, let's get these peels off here. Oh yeah. Oh, the peels. Oh, that was a good one. Do you need one? I have no idea. Coming in with the sub. David Reyes with the sub. Salsinator. Abdullah. Miguel. Lichkrieg. LQTMS. Alexander Rivera. Daniel Barca. All coming in with subs on YouTube. Thank you. Okay. 7700X. What are the specs for his build? He's gonna have a 9800X 3D, RTX 4070 Super. I don't remember the rest, to be honest. Those are the key points, though. I don't remember the rest. I think it's gonna be it's in an Antec case that I've built in before. I really like that case. Yeah, I don't really remember. I couldn't tell you everything. I tried. It's gonna be kind of minimal RGB for that build. Yo, what up, Kernbrand? Cornbread, Kernbrand. Lip cream. Wait, what? What? What about lip cream? To be fair, Botrix is usually a hoe. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But it's kind of the best we have right now. There we go, 7700X installed. It's that easy. I think we take a drink for that one. Lip cream and cornbread. I feel like that's a reference that is going completely over my head. All right, let's get our first SSD in here. Oh, so this is still the old style. I don't know how many of y'all saw my recent short video that I put out yesterday, but so this is the old style of toolless M.2 things that they come out with that everyone kind of uses now, where you just kind of slide and you turn this little doohickey here to capture your M.2. The new design from AMD in their X870, and I assume will be in their or is in their Z890 motherboards, is it's just like a clip-in. Like you don't have to touch it at all. You just like stick your M.2 in and push it down, and it stays. It's amazing. I love it. Blitzkrieg was lip cream. Instead of rotating that little guy. Which isn't, I'm not saying this is hard, but like, it's just not as good, you know? So I heard someone recently reached out to you about some future stuff with you. What kind of future stuff are we talking about here? Can you give me any more narrowing of that? It doesn't have to be too specific. I think that's in there. We'll double check. Yep, I think that's in there. We're good. Full Mind, what's up? PC building live, that's right. We build all of our PCs live. There we go. All right, I'm not gonna take that out because I'm gonna have to use it again. So that's our 1 terabyte SSD. That's an SN850X from Western Digital. And then the second one here is a 2 terabyte MP44L. They're both Gen 4 SSDs. The Western Digital Black is a little bit faster. It's in like the 7,000 read-write speed range, whereas this one is in the 5,000 range. They're both really good, and you're likely not going to ever notice the difference in speed. But if you're going to have two, you might as well put the faster one where the OS is going to be. Oh, Savage! Yes. Yes. Yeah, I think we're all signed up and everything. We just got to put together like the announcement and stuff. Should be sweet. All right, so M.2_2 with our 2 terabyte, a lot of 2s in there. Okay, we'll get our little thermal pad going here. No. Don't you go back down. There we go. Curse you, gloves. Managed to get a 3 terabyte for a single $1. I assume that's a hard drive, not a SSD, right? Probably more than you need, but YOLO. That's right. You only live once. How much did you spend on a GPU for a mid-high tier of system requirements? Mid to upper tier. I mean, it depends on what you think of mid to upper tier. Like if you're thinking upper tier or like top tier, so I would say S tier would be like 4080 Super 4090 level. Mid to upper tier, I would say you're gonna be looking at like a 4070 Super to a 4070 Ti Super. That's what I would consider like mid upper tier. So 4070 Super should be around $600. You might have to pay some taxes and be a little bit above that. The 4070 Ti Super, you should be paying in the realm of $800 if I remember right. So that's probably what that's what I would consider mid upper tier. That's gonna be like any game you could ever wanna play at 1440p, most games at 4K, those two GPUs are good for you, that system. It's quite used too, but as long as it's not going to get progressively worse, it's a good steal. Yeah, for $1, I mean, shoot. Yeah, I would say 4070 Super to 4070 Ti Super, you're looking at $600 to, I think some of them are upwards of $900 for the 4070 Ti Super, somewhere in that range. But the 4070 Super is like the sweet spot in my opinion. Like really good performance. It's got 12 gigs of VRAM and lots of cores. This 4070 Super is essentially on par with the 4070 Ti that released. So there's, yeah, you get a lot for your money out of the 4070 Super. Yo, what up, David? How we doing? Or just buy a gaming laptop? Ew. No, don't buy a gaming laptop. I mean, unless you have to game on the go, like unless you're doing a lot of traveling and you're constantly moving around to game, I would not suggest a gaming laptop. The performance to the cost is not even close to equivalent. Gonna hold it then. Maybe next year gonna have to save some more. Okay. 2 and 2. That's right. Yeah, that's right. 2 and 2. Okay. Let's check our CPU cooler and see what the mounting scheme looks like for it. It's been long enough. I can't remember the last time I used one of these Phanteks coolers. They're really good. They just don't use them that often. They're a little bit on the spendy side. But when everything else is also Phanteks, it's kind of worth it, you know? But I just don't remember how they have their mounting set up. Jeez, that's a lot of stuff in there. Mounting hardware 101. Okay, so it looks like you put their standoffs in, and that's pretty much it. Okay, cool. So we'll put that back down for now. I don't need it. Ugh, I need this. Excuse me. What up, Danny? I'm saving for part. Saving for part in the Phanteks XT Pro is #1 on my list. That's a great case. The P20C. So the P20C is the one that like we just sold a PC today with that exact case. It is a really cool case. It's very reasonably priced. It's like $70-ish. And I think it looks really good. I like Phanteks stuff. They make good stuff, especially if you're looking for something that's on the budget. Cooler Master 600 Lite. I'm not as familiar with that one. I can't picture it in my head by the name. Cooler Master has like 1 million cases, and I don't really use them very much. Yeah, I wouldn't buy a laptop unless you're gonna be traveling a lot. Exactly, Richard. It's very hard to justify the cost of a desktop setup though. Yeah, but it's somewhat like a equivalent, if you want equivalent performance out of a desktop, you can do that for cheaper than a laptop every day of the week. It's so much easier. And it's upgradable over time. Laptop, it's not. Like you might be able to upgrade RAM and you might be able to upgrade storage in a laptop, but that's it. Everything else you're stuck with. Desktop, you have options. Lots of options. What up, Stickman? How we doing? I'm doing good, dude. It's a Thursday night. My puppy's hanging out in the corner with me. We're building a computer. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, so I'm gonna need those. I'm not gonna need that. Grab those clips. Don't need that. Need that. Going to need that. Might need that. Oh, this is open. Where's the cap? Well, I guess we'll use our own thermal compound because this is already opened. Okay, let me put all that junk back in here. Okay, there we go. Very hard to upgrade a laptop. Performance is really diminished compared to a desktop. Yeah, because it gets way too hot. Laptops just don't have, like there's just not enough space to have the same level of cooling as a desktop, you know? Okay, let's get this up here without breaking anything. Okay. Whew. It's heavy. Also, why are those so freaking tight? All right. Doing good as well. Thanks for asking. How's the fam? Yeah, they're good. They're actually visiting family right now, so I am a bachelor for the next few days. Have I tried the new 3D chips yet? I have not tried them yet. We did just sell a computer this morning with one of them. I have a couple in stock that I have plans for. I've just been lazy and haven't done anything with them yet. But I actually have a couple of video ideas that I want to do. Let me know what you guys think about them. So the first one that I have planned for the X3D chip is what kind of cooler do you need in order to effectively cool the chip? So I think that could be pretty important with a new CPU coming out. What kind of cooler do you need in order to keep your CPU cool? So that's the first idea that I have. I'm not sure if that would be a long enough video to warrant like a full-on like long form sort of format, or if I would try and do that vertically. I think I would like to stretch it out and do it as a long form, but I'm not sure. The second idea that I have is for, do you lose performance by having a cheap motherboard with that CPU? So I want to buy I have a good motherboard. I have an X870 Asus sitting back there that's not used. And then I want to buy like the cheapest AM5 motherboard on the market and see if there's like any noticeable performance difference. So those are my ideas that I want to do. What do you guys think? Went with the King 95 Pro for your build. That is a good looking case as well. You guys are in the way. Nobody wants you there. Bachelor techs. Desktops are future-proofed. You can upgrade as you go with the money you got. Laptops, you're gonna have to buy a whole new one. Yep. 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 Sorry, that sounded really weird, but there's like a song in my head that makes that sound, so I'm sorry if that sounded really awkward. Oh, 9800X 3D is scarce everywhere. I ordered them from Newegg the day they came out. I was on my phone before 7 a.m. with it in the cart, ready to order, because I knew that was gonna happen. Like it happens every time with stuff coming out from AMD. I mean, I guess anything nowadays, it seems like the Core Ultra 9 is also pretty much sold out everywhere too. I like the cooler idea. A lot of people don't have the knowledge of what CPU puts power-wise. Yeah, exactly. Did 9800 XTX price or 7900 XTX prices go up? They might have gone up a little bit. I know they were like at all-time lows pretty recently, so it's very possible. You also could have been looking at the 7900 GRE or the 7900 XT because they sound very similar. Yeah, I really like this case. It's a really good looking case and it's not that expensive. Like it's just over $100, which really isn't bad for how big it is too. Asus GX 601 case. I am not familiar with that case. Let me see. Oh, that thing's a monster. That's very expensive. Yeah. Is that glass on the front too? Yeah. It's really big. It's very expensive. The cooling on the front is not that great because that's a big glass panel. I personally wouldn't recommend it. Like, you'll be fine if you use it, I'm sure, but it's not one that I would recommend for price reasons and just like cooling reasons. Core 1100 super low profile. Oh, that's cool. I want to go small form factor with my next build, I think. Granted, I don't know how long I'm gonna wait before I do my next build because my build is still very, very good. Yeah, there's been a lot of issues with COD right now. I don't think it's necessarily people's PCs. I think it's just the game. I think it's just the game. It's hard to know. I know Trap has been working with people on stuff, so I'm sure he has some workaround to help, but I'm not exactly sure what it is that's been causing it for people. The Montech XR. Is that the one that looks kind of like similar shape to this with two glass panels on it, right? And it comes with like a couple of fans pre-installed there and there. I was looking at that actually just today for a potential like build quote. Actually, I think I might have quoted a build with that today. I think I did. It's only like 65 bucks. Do you know on the PZ and BTF boards, the M.2 slots are only Gen 4? Are they really? I mean, here's the thing. You don't need a Gen 5 M.2. I'm gonna start with that. You don't need a Gen 5 M.2. Unless you're doing some really crazy stuff where you're transferring data back and forth to like a local server, there is almost no time where you would benefit from a Gen 5 SSD. That being said, it's crazy that new motherboards coming out right now don't have any slots that can support Gen 5. Ugh. There we go. Sorry, I didn't announce it. Lazy Susan's here. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, let's switch to there. And then let's switch you guys to there. And let's get some stuff plugged in. Gotta do our HD audio first, of course. Can I take this out? Oh, God! Stab myself in the face. Ow. It caught me like right there next to my eye. It came out, like at first it had like some resistance, and so I was like, oh, I'll just pull a little bit harder, and then it like just came right out. Ow. All right. Our USB 3, we have, oh no, those are all SATAs. Okay. So our USB 3 is here. That's there, that's there. I think we're gonna come up right through here for both of our USBs and our power. Which means I need to take this out of that one. And it's gonna go through here. Like this. We don't need Gen 5, but we sure want it. That's right. That's right. They're also really expensive, and they are very hard to keep cool. Like you basically need active cooling if you have Gen 5 SSDs. And same thing with RAM. Like if you have really high-end RAM, you basically need some sort of active cooling, whether that be like a heater or a cooler that has a fan like right here to blow air directly on it, or they make heat spreaders that you can replace these ones that actually have ports and you can run water through it. Pretty cool. Ridiculous that you need it, but cool. This is the Phanteks NV5. I love this case. There's a lot of people that don't really care for the fish tank cases, but as far as fish tank cases go, about $100 to $110, depending on when you buy it. It's got this built-in graphics card support here. It's got RGB built in. It has space for a ton of fans. The cable management and everything in the back is really good. Like these are all built in with like these little hooks, so you just like wrap it over the hook and tighten it down, and they're all over the place. As far as features go, if you like the look of a fish tank, this one's pretty awesome. If you don't like the look of a fish tank, well, then you're probably not gonna like it. But if you do, then you'll really like it. All right, here is our front panel. There's that. I thought that his channel name was Rednigineer for a second. Is this pre-recorded? It is not. This is a live build. We're building it live. F it, we'll do it live. If you don't get that, then I'm sorry. If you don't get that reference, I'm sorry. Wait, oh, that's not an RGB one, is it? That's a different one. I think was that Bill O'Reilly? Is that who that was? Like, F it, we'll do it live. Hilarious. Hilarious. Okay. Got our RGB in there like that. Okay. We'll have to connect this SATA into power at some point. But everything that's in there is now plugged in. So let's get all of our fans installed and then we'll keep going. 4070 Super, yes. Okay, and if I remember right, we need to do this bottom one before we put these ones in because you have to kind of like fiddle fart around down there. Okay, I want the reverse single first. Yes, I said fiddle fart. I'm an old man. Leave me alone. Okay, there's one. Still rocking a 1060 with a 4790K. Sheesh. How's that working for you? Is it still able to play the games you like to play? That's the real question. $100 for a dual chamber case is amazing and hard to find. Yeah, there's only a handful of them. I mean, like, you've got a couple from Antec and Montec that I would also consider recommendable. But in terms of like good quality, I would say this is the best one. I do really like the Phanteks XT View. That is also a very nice case. I've built one of those in white. Frick was that? Did my UPS just shut off? That's scary. The Phanteks XT View, it's pretty similarly priced to this one, but in a smaller form factor. I think that looks really good, especially in white. Honestly, I'm still getting 150 FPS. Bet. What games do you play? I know you're not playing COD getting 150 FPS. Signal input corner. Okay. Signal input. Okay. Just like that. Or does it need to go on this side first? Does it need to go the other way? There's no way it goes this way. Am I just dumb? So as you put it in here first, like this. Yeah, there we go. Nope. It just broke off? Are you serious right now? You kidding me right now? Okay, well, guess we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Just a wee bit of electrical tape. That's crazy. It was just the like retention feature on this side. So electrically, it's perfect. It just won't want to stay on now. But we'll fix that. Ta-da! Perfect. Okay. So now we have to pull this tray out with that guy there. In my opinion, I would go with a Gen 5 processor. That way you can upgrade your components later. Playing Rocket League and GTA and Minecraft. Nice. Yeah, Rocket League is pretty gentle on your stuff in terms of what it takes to game on it. Okay. This is the orientation I want. I think we'll kind of just stick it in the middle there to make sure it fits. What's only $90? Eligible for a $10 rebate on Newegg. Just going to build my first PC soon with a 4070. Yeah, I would go with like a 7600X or something so that it's more upgradable over time. It's not gonna cost you much more. That way you'll have DDR5 RAM, you'll have a AM5 socket, you'll have a much faster CPU. Still have a gigabyte Game 5 with 4000 series and a 960. I mean, honestly, with something of that age, you're probably better off starting fresh. With everything, other than like maybe your power supply and case, everything else is probably going to need to be upgraded. I wouldn't do too much one at a time with that because you'll just end up bottlenecking the system. Like if you did a modern GPU with that, like a 4000 series GPU with that, it's gonna be cool. Okay, I guess that didn't work. Currently have a 750 watt power supply. So yeah, I would say like the only thing I would probably consider saving from that would be like your power supply and your case, and the rest of it you should just upgrade it all at once, because those are pretty old specs at this point. Like those are, you know, 10 plus years old in some cases. Okay, that is all connected in. We can actually utilize, so the case comes with stuff for daisy chaining. So that's now getting controlled by the RGB cable we already have plugged in. So that is pretty sweet. Hopefully the 3-pack comes with a 3-to-1, we'll see. Got the MSI Gaming X Slim. Sorry, what was the first one? Oh, for me personally, I have the Asus TUF RTX 4070 Ti Super. Trying to remember with these guys here. These have like a bunch of little like vanity plates and stuff on them too that you can put on. Should put those on before I forget. I don't know arguably how much better it looks like that, but you know, they made them, so we might as well put them on, right? Got one more cover here. Might have to get that out before I can do that. There, we got it. Fred, after seeing my rig, do you think I should just start with a new case? Yes. I don't think you need to spend a lot on it, but I think you should just start with a new case if you want to upgrade. Okay, got a bunch of extra bolts for radiators and stuff. Okay, put these guys in here for now. We don't need this anymore. What do you think about a 5700X with a 7700 XT? That's a nice older build. Like, I mean, the GPU isn't even that old, but for an older gen, that's pretty solid. If you can find one for a similar price too, like you could get the 5700X 3D and eke out a little bit more performance from it. Have I ever built with all Phanteks cooler and fans before? I think I did. I feel like I did for one of Spartacus's builds, but I don't recall. I don't remember on those if we actually ended up using the Phanteks cooler or not. I know I've done Phanteks case, Phanteks fans. I don't remember if we did the cooler or not. I feel like we would have, but I just can't remember anymore. That was with the Phanteks NV7. That's a freaking massive case. I would caution you from buying a pre-built PC. Companies will cheap out. Yes, it's very true. There's a reason why I actually sell computers, is because there's companies out there that will do it for cheaper, but it's garbage. I know it's old and I built it myself. I enjoy building PCs, but now I'm debating doing another one or just have a pre-built. If you want to buy a pre-built, get it from me. I do custom, but I also do like, I mean, we used to call them pre-configured, just to kind of like get away from the idea of like a pre-built. But yeah, we do pre-built PCs on my website. You can even do like shop pay or whatever on them so that you don't have to pay it all up front. It's pretty great. Okay, so there's that. I don't need that anyways. Yeah, I think his AIO is from Phanteks. I just can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, there's so much stuff. Okay, so input connector. So like this maybe. I guess I can have the top one be input, primary input. Okay, so we put this here, and then you would grab this guy. So there's input, output, and you put this guy right in between. Like that. So now these are daisy chained electrically, as well as kind of physically. And then we're gonna do the same thing on this one. Show you one more of these things in here somewhere. There we go. Just like that. And then, ooh, don't do that. Okay. Okay. Gently, don't do that, stop. Okay. Now we'll flip it over and we're gonna do the same thing on this side. This is just a dummy connector. It's just for physical connection between the two fans. Come on. There we go. Okay, now those are a little more sturdily connected. Oh, and I could replace that other one now. Might do that. Now that I have one that's not broken. So those are now fully connected. We can put our vanity stuff on the corners. Okay, let's do that corner. I forgot how much extra like little pieces and stuff you have to do on these. I thought it was Phanteks MV7. Yeah, his is a MV7. This is an MV5. Still a fan of Intel processors. Well, you know, don't get too hooked on them because they've had a lot of problems. We don't need to put any of the vanity stuff on this side because it's going to be up against that, but we can put them on this side. Vanity plates, vanity plates. Gonna put on a bunch of vanity plates. Because that does look pretty good. Seems unnecessary until you see it all put together and then you go, ooh, that's pretty nice. All right, there's all that, all the corners are on. So this guy is gonna go just like this in there. But we said we were gonna replace this guy since that one broke, and now we have an extra one. Because I don't want that coming loose in shipping. Come on. Be gone, Satan! Oh, that's connected. Don't yank on it, Red. Okay. So we're gonna be nice and gentle with this one. We don't need that electrical tape here anymore, hopefully. Aha! We've done it! You son of a... You did it! Don't you dare follow me. What do you think of the 10700K with a 2060? It's definitely still a capable gaming machine. Like if you can get that for real cheap and stuff, like I would do it. If you're gonna pay, you know, any sort of real money for that, like more than a couple $100, I would see if you can instead find like a 12th gen CPU. That way you're on LGA 1700, so you could move all the way up to like a 14th gen someday with that. There's that. And I want to connect to this. That's the broken one. We don't need that. We don't serve your kind. Okay, there's that. And then now we can put this guy in, which is going to go right in here. I think we could run it up through this top spot. Don't know if there's enough space though. Okay. There's that. Okay, so there's that one. Getting a Redneck Engineer PC was the best thing I've done gaming-wise. Crazy that I paid less for my 4070 Ti Super than my EVGA 3070. Yeah, isn't that crazy how expensive stuff was in like 2021, 2022? All right, so There, that is now through there. Okay, let's get some of these bolts out. Remember, these are reverse fans, so even though they look like they're exhaust, they are intake fans. I dislike cable management. Like, you don't like doing it? Or what do you mean there? I would say cable management is like the least enjoyable, but at the same time, most satisfying part of building a computer, in my humble opinion. My current PC barely can handle Star Citizen and been looking for an upgrade for your PC. Nice. Just get some tie cables and call it a day. All right, we're gonna put it somewhere right about there. Not quite at the top, but a little higher. I'm gonna do these just tight enough so that they're snug. We don't want to strip out the threads we just created. We all dislike it. Just stuff it in the panel and call it a day. Yeah. If it's my own computer, sometimes I'm more than happy to do that. But when it's for somebody else, that's not an option for me. Unless they're not paying me to do it. I have an MSI Z690 motherboard for my 12900K. Yes, 13th and 19th gen are compatible. You'll want to make sure that your BIOS is up to date before you pull out your old CPU, just to make sure that it is, like hardware-wise and stuff, it's compatible. But if you have too old of a BIOS, it may not be compatible software-wise. So just make sure your BIOS is up to date before you do that, and then you would be good. I was 2, but I've gotten better the more you've messed with your PC. Yeah, the more you kind of mess with it, and especially if you're just messing with the same computer over and over again, like you can get down like a pretty solid strategy for your one system, right? Like versus like, I mean, I have a kind of a similar strategy for all the PCs I build, but you know, they're obviously not all the same. All right, there you go. So there is those fans. I'm gonna run this guy down here, like this, and that's gonna hook up to this guy, like so. So now all of the RGB for all of the fans so far are now being controlled by this single input to the case, which is one of these guys. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, let's find a fan header down low. We got one right there. Use that one. Okay, so bottom fan is connected. Let's get our top fans connected here. What do we've got? We've got CPU optional, got CPU fan, AIO pump, so we can use CPU optional. And we'll run that. Yeah. Will that fit back there? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll run CPU optional right there. So these guys are gonna be running on our CPU optional header. We'll have CPU fan and the AIO pump fan off these guys. And then we've got this bottom fan running off of a port down there. All right, let's get our exhaust fan in. And we can clean all this stuff up. I'm gonna keep all these because I can definitely find uses for them in a custom water-cooled build or something. There's all that. Get that out of here. Would a mini ATX still handle music programs as well as games? Yes. It definitely just depends on what else you're putting in it. But mini ATX kind of seems like, if you're not streaming and stuff, like it kind of seems like the way to go. Like get a smaller form factor case. I think a lot of people are switching to that right now versus like the giant Lee cases and stuff. All right, so this is our one non-reversed fan, so standard fan. That's gonna be mounted back here. Yeah, if you don't stream and stuff, then yeah, a little micro ATX case, a micro ATX motherboard. You still have to get a decent one, like you still don't want to cheap out on your motherboard, but it should be more than capable of doing some gaming. Yeah, and they're great to travel with. I put out a design for a mini ITX case not too long ago. That would look really cool. It's super portable. Like you can fit it inside of a carry-on with like a portable 1440p monitor, mouse, and like a foldable keyboard and like a controller, all in one carry-on bag. I had a customer who like has said he wants to buy that setup, but I started talking to him about it like almost a year ago now, and he still hasn't bought it, so. No, don't you break on me. These things are way too finicky. Just come out. Fine, maybe you can stay over there. Okay, that feels pretty sturdy. I have an RV travel trailer, but I want a small gaming PC for it. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, so I actually made a post about it on Facebook and Twitter. If you scroll through there, you should be able to find it pretty easily. Of like the design I made. Actually, I don't know how much of it, I think I posted the build specs at least. Thank you, Richard. Honestly, since I upgraded the GPU this year, I think it's running great. Don't think I'll need to upgrade till next year. Nice. Deadly Killer coming out with a sub on YouTube. Appreciate that. feel like this happened the last time I used these fans. Just like that cable is just so fragile. There we go. There you go. There's my Twitter post about it. Obviously, like some of it is configurable, like the CPU, to some extent the GPU, storage and stuff. What up, DZ? Quick question for you. CPU AL liquid coolers and building a new PC. Got the 9800X 3D. Is it necessary to get the most high end? You don't necessarily need the most high end, but you want to get a decent cooler. So I would say at least 240 millimeter if you're going with an AIO, and get it from a good brand. Like you can go MSI, you can go Phanteks, you can go Team Group, Corsair. What are some other ones I'm trying to think of? I can't think of right now. Yeah, like if you spend around $100 to $120 on it, like that's probably the right mark for that CPU to keep it nice and cool. What do you mean? RGB side is facing out, not on the top / bottom. You mean like this thing here? What are we talking about? Or you mean like out over here or over here? Oh, with how fragile this cable and the connector is, I didn't want to have to make any sharp turns with it. So I ran it right here, and then there'll be like the CPU power cables here too. So this little section here shouldn't be super visible. Oh, I need to take those back. Put my vanity stuff on. Yeah, I've had those break too many times to be willing to put them in a corner. All right, there's all that. Should be nice and good to go. What up, Mr. J? Building something similar, except my build is the Lian Li, the 011 compact, or the 011 Vision compact, or which compact? The Phanteks cooler and all the D30 fans. Ooh, that'll look good, man. In white. I love a good build in white. Okay, everything that's in here is installed now. Let's get the RGB connected in. Run that down here. Run that along the side here. This is a pretty long cable, so we should be able to reach it down and daisy chain in with the same RGB connection. We can. There we go. And then for the fan, I think we've got some fan headers over on this side that we can use. So we're just run that along that side. I'll grab that fan header there, like that. And this guy will just get run along this side here. Just like that. Boom, just like that. Okay, everything is now plugged in that's in here. Let's get some power cables in, and then we can work on our AIO. The D30 fans, yeah, they're just a tiny bit cheaper. The nice part about them though, and why they can be better than Lee in some cases, is you don't have to run any software to control the RGB. Like you just use the standard motherboard software, not like another software application. So you're using a little bit less resources from your system. So you should see a slight benefit in FPS. Oh, that's a different style connector, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. Yeah, you don't need a controller for the RGB, you just go straight in. It does also make them a lot easier to install when you don't have to deal with that stupid controller from Lee & Lee. Like I know that's gotten better over the years, but it's not perfect still. Just the one sticker. Trying to think if I want to upgrade my 7800X 3D. I mean, you can if you really have the money for it to spend, sure. But I would say the performance is probably not going to be enough to really make it worth it if you're only upgrading from the 7800 to the 9800. PCIe, there's CPU, there's CPU. Ooh, this one only has 2, let's go with that. And there's a motherboard, we don't need the rest of these. Okay. Yeah, I guess they do now. They just came out with that wireless controller. I kind of forgot about that. The only drawback of yeah, it really is the only drawback of these fans is that connector being so fragile. Oh, this only has a 4 port and an 8. We might just stick with the one connector then. It's only a 7700X. We really don't need both, so we're gonna not do that because it won't look as good. So I did the calculation a while back. I don't know if I ever actually made the video on it, but each pin from your CPU power cable can do like 78 watts or something like that. So the one CPU power cable, cable overall, can handle way more than the TDP of this CPU. So you really don't need a second power cable. I was gonna put it in until I saw that the motherboard only has a 8 and a 4, and it would make it look kind of funky. It wouldn't look as good. But there's really no reason to include it. It's not gonna change the performance in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, so the 9800X 3D is the future model of the 7800X 3D. I would not get the 9900X 3D. I would either get the 9800X 3D or the 9950X 3D whenever that would come out. The reason being is most CPU stuff, like games and stuff, operate using like either 4 or 8 cores. And the 9900 XT or X3D is a bit funky because it has 2 banks of 6 cores. So it's just not as efficient, and it's just not quite as good at doing its job as an 8 core or a 16 core would be able to do, if that makes sense. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure why AMD went that route, but who knows? See, Red is going to be saving me some money. That's right. That's what we try to do. Save you money and get you a good gaming computers, or whatever kind of computer that you need. Oh, motherboard is that one. Okay, got everything plugged in on this side besides GPU. Isn't 1000 watt power supply? Yes, it is definitely overkill. But the customer wanted a 1000 watt power supply. So, yeah. Like with a 1000 watt power supply, you could go all the way up to like a 4090 and be fine, you know? But yeah, it never hurts to go bigger on a power supply because your power supply is typically going to be the longest lasting component in your system. So you can upgrade everything else at least once before you need to touch your power supply, as long as it's the right size. Like this one from Asus has a 10-year warranty. 10 years. You're gonna be gaming on that CPU in 10 years? Or that GPU in 10 years? I mean, you can probably, but most people are not going to. Most people are going to want to upgrade long before that. But that power supply, it's still gonna be there. It's still gonna be kicking along. It's still gonna be under warranty 10 years from now. It's crazy. Exactly, potential upgrade. And it's easy, it doesn't cost much more. Like this power supply is probably only 20 bucks more expensive than an 850 watt version of it. If you have the money in your budget, like it just always makes sense to oversize your power supply. And it was extra important in the 30 series, like when we had 30 series Nvidia GPUs, because the 30 series GPUs had some crazy power spikes that could eat your power supply alive if it wasn't oversized. I actually had that happen to me once, so. I had that happen to my personal gaming computer. So I had a 650 watt power supply, and I upgraded to a 3070, which technically should be enough, but it wasn't. It killed it. Looking at the 9800X 3D for a new build, if some of these companies will come out with a motherboard that has rear-facing connectors, yeah. Richard's really excited for the zero connector builds. It doesn't seem like companies have gone as all in on them as like we were expecting, which is kind of weird. Like it seemed like it was gonna be, oh, I don't wanna go too far with that because I still have to put my cooler in. Okay, so we're gonna put that in like that. Gonna gonna run these guys up. This is where it becomes more art than science. Cable management. Okay. It's looking pretty good. All right, let's get our CPU cooler in here before I forget about it again. Yeah, they're so pretty with no visible cables. Ooh, they look good. Oh man, these aren't pre-installed. Come on, Phanteks. Could have made those pre-installed and it would look sick. Don't check out my butt, you guys. Don't do it. I don't know if it's even visible in the camera, to be honest, but it's okay. Average build time? I would say average build time is probably around an hour and 20 minutes. That would be just like your average build with like an AIO and maybe just like a couple of fans in it that I have to install. I'm gonna post a video later this week where I built a little tiny workstation computer in 26 minutes. 26 minutes, start to finish. That was pretty cool. Okay. Are we gaming tonight after the build? I don't know, it's 7:20 already. And there's no one at home to make me dinner. I have to make my own. So, I'm not sure. So we got that. That'll go there. So, tails to my right. What do we think, chat? If we can get $20 in donations before the end of the builds, we'll play some games. How about that? $20 total. That can be subs, that can be super chats, that can be sent to my Cash App or something. Whatever. Do that, and we'll play some games. How's that sound? Tails to the right is what I said. Tails to the right. Stickman with a gifted sub. That is $5. We are a quarter of the way there. Dun, 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 dun. Great case for the cost, $100. That's right. No, yeah. So this is the Phanteks NV5. Thanks for the gifted. Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, thank you to Stickman as well. It's getting posted on OnlyFans. Mark with a gifted sub as well. Is an 850 watt enough for a 4080 Super? It should be enough. If I go with a 4080 Super, I typically spec a 1000 watt power supply. But technically, an 850 should be enough. And it's dual chamber. That's right. Sorry, I'm blocking the camera behind me, but I don't want to break any more of these stupid connectors. You know? Yo, Richard gifting 3 more subs. That puts us at 5. I guess we're playing some games tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be real, it's just gentlemen in here. It's just a bunch of gentlemen. Thank you for the gifted subs, Richard. Appreciate you. Okay, where did all the bolts for this go from? Oh, I already took them out earlier. That's right. That's right. Gonna be building my friend his first PC. Super excited. Built mine about a year ago, and it's the best decision you ever made. Yeah. Give us your specs. Give us the specs. We can make some suggestions if you haven't already bought stuff, or we can just be excited with you if you already bought everything. You know. Need a teammate, Red? I don't know. I might play some solos to start out. But I might need a teammate at some point. Specs, specs, specs. Actually built my first PC 7 months ago, and now I'm on build number 3. It's fun, man. Now you see why I started a business to build computers, because it's fun. I was like, how can I get paid to do this again? Or how can I do this again without it costing me money? I was like, you know what? I could start a business. Yo, what up, Goofy? Yeah, we're finishing up the build stream, and I was paid well enough to play some games. What is today, Thursday? My wife is likely not watching, so I'm gonna say it on here. I'm gonna try and get some Christmas stuff up while she's out of town. So one of these nights I need to actually go home in a decent hour so that I can start doing that. Yours is an Asus 4070 Dual OC, 13600K. His is gonna be a 4080 Super with a 7800X 3D, DDR5, nice. Do you know what spec of RAM you're gonna put in it? CL32 6400, CL30 6000, CL36 7200. Now that I'm set up at the new place, when they play some games soon, hopefully your aim controller comes soon. Oh yeah, I forgot, you got that fancy new aim controller. Both are CL32 6000, that's not bad. That's not bad. All right, so there's that. We can put all our vanity plates on now. Put all these guys on. Y'all, I started listening to Harry Potter again. I think I've listened to it a couple times now. But since I haven't really had time to watch TV as much, or watch a movie as much, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just start listening to it again. Why won't you go in there? There you go. Okay, that's in. Just curious why not a 9800 X3 for the $40 more? That's a good question. Well, right now you can't hardly find either of them, but that's besides the point. I'd love to have like where they read the book to you. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, just doing it on Audible. Because I own all of them on Audible. Okay, so I'm gonna mount it this way. So I'm gonna put it in like this. Okay. Last but not least, I gotta put this guy on here. So I already said what case, but I'll give you all my specs and stuff for the new build. You got the Vision Compact, that's a cool looking case. 7800X 3D, love it. Ooh, the Tai Chi, that's like the best motherboard on earth. 7900X TX, a man after my own heart, going all AMD. I had a 7900X TX for a long time. Hold on. I'm gonna try and do this in a way that doesn't break it, because these connectors are kind of dumb. Connector, why are you so dumb? No, is that gonna work? Oh, it broke off completely? Bro. These connectors are such garbage. Of course it would be the one on the CPU cooler too. It literally just snapped off immediately. I didn't even realize it. Got no choice on this one. All right. That connector should not be going anywhere now. Okay. I know, I just don't have time to read it when like I have other books that I'm like actively reading, and I didn't have any more podcasts that I wanted to listen to right now, so I was like, oh, I'll just start re-listening to Harry Potter again. Uh, 700X TX. Oh, the 700X TX is a Tai Chi. Okay, got it. Still a great GPU. And then you have the Aorus Elite. That's a good motherboard. I don't really like Gigabyte because they've had a bunch of issues with them, but the Aorus Elite stuff is pretty good. The connectors def can be finicky. Luckily you haven't broken it yet. Well, you're a better man than me, apparently. You were sleeping? What are you doing sleeping while I'm building? Jeez. It is kind of a late stream though. We started at like 6 o'clock. I was also thinking about rereading the books for me I don't know how many times. Nice. Yeah, I thought about listening to The Lord of the Rings again, but Jules and I just started watching the second season of Rings of Power, which, you know, if you're like a canon type person, you obviously will not like it. But for someone who just enjoys seeing more things in the world of the Middle Earth, I enjoy it for that aspect. But since we started watching that, I was like, well, I don't want to be reading The Lord of the Rings and watching The Lord of the Rings. So I figured I would start listening to Harry Potter instead. All right. That's all done. Don't need that. That's broken. It's great. Okay. We can put the top panel back on because that's done finally. Boom. Just like I did. Oh, is that actually in there? Okay, so there's that. Here is our CPU cooler fans right here. Both of those in there. The fan itself is gonna go right back out and to our CPU fan port, which is underneath. So I'm gonna kind of leave that loose until I get the pump fan in. And this guy, let's get our bolts here. Spring nuts, whatever you want to call them. Oh yeah, I don't know what he got on his new controller. I think he showed me, but I forgot. I didn't look that closely. I saw the picture of it and I was like, ooh, that looks cool. What up, Green Rabbit? Nice micro ATX case. This is not a micro ATX case. This is a full bore, large ATX case. I mean, you could put a micro ATX case in it, or a micro ATX motherboard in it if you want, but this is a big boy. Specs, that's right. You just woke up, 8:02 a.m. That's not too bad, actually. A little later than I normally wake up in the morning, but it's definitely a respectable hour. If it was 10 a.m. you say you just woke up, that might be a different story. But 8 a.m., it's okay. It's okay. Having to send my aim controller back because the right trigger is not completely responding. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I had to send one back because the left thumbstick was just getting stuck. If you went down into the left at all, it would just like catch and then it would just stay there. Like you'd take your thumb off of it and it would just be stuck there and it wouldn't go back to zero. Like, well, that's unfortunate. Okay, so this is our AL pump fan. I'm gonna run that. Oh, actually, I should run these through that lower spot. Okay. See if I can fit this through there, pull it tight, and then pull it right back. Or tightish. Okay, so that's in there. There's CPU fans connected again. It's a little dark right there. Can't see very well. All right. All right, that is all installed there now. And we can run this guy to the back. Don't know if he's also gonna fit through that, but we'll see. Huh, that one did. What didn't work? Did I say something? Did I miss something? I'm confused. Did I say something didn't work? Okay, there's all that. Now, here's these fans. So there's our fans, there's our pump, and we just need to find this guy, which is the RGB connector for all the rest of the stuff we have in so far. Plug that in, like so. Okay. Do you think Brendan can help me? Yes, if you're not hearing back from anyone, Brendan can definitely help with that. If you don't have his contact info or if he doesn't respond back to you, let me know and I can get a hold of him. I got his deets. I don't have to resort to DMs. I can go straight to the cell phone. All right. There's all that. Yo, that looks pretty good. You guys seeing this cable management right now? You guys seeing this right now? Do you see that? That looks pretty freaking good, if you ask me. All right, time for our RTX 4070 Super. Oh, bro, that's so tight. Ugh, there we go, okay. Exclamation point specs. Okay. Oh, did it not work the first time? That's weird. Can't wait to get it. Yeah, buddy. It's gonna be freaking sweet. Oh, my knees. Oh my God. My knees. My knees, chat. Botrix is not cooperating. It's typical Botrix. You didn't see that? And there it is. The RTX 4070 Super from ASUS in dual form. It's just called the dual. All right. Okay. I couldn't see build on camera. See, I couldn't build on camera. I would have way too many of those. You didn't see that. Usually most of mine are just funny and like not anything actually detrimental to the computer. Except for those stupid Phanteks cables. And they're not technically detrimental to the computer because we were able to sort it out, but still it's like, dude, it's so dumb. What are you thinking? Okay. Get all these peels out of here. That. And that. With how fragile they make those connectors, you'd think they'd send like 3 extra. Like, it's possible I'm just bad at it, but still. It seems a bit ridiculous. Ready for this? Ready for the click? Huh? There you go. There's the click. I love blooper reels. Okay. You didn't see anything, Ghost. Didn't see anything. Try him on Twitter. Yeah, that's a good spot. That's what I would do. Okay. GPU is installed. Get all of our covers back on. Well, so much for using this. It's way over there. I mean, you really don't need it on a 4070 Super. It's pretty light. I'm gonna leave this in the case. You're more than welcome to take this out, but it's a little short. If you're in here, if you want me to take it out, I can take it out. And it'll still ship with the PC. It just won't be in the case. You'll have to get into the computer when you get it anyways to take the stuff out, the whatever it's called, expandable foam out. What up, Logic? These actually look good. Can't decide. Joseph coming in with the sub on YouTube. Thank you. I don't love that. I think that looks a little bit better. I feel like I put it too high at first and I was making this like come together like a tight Y, but that doesn't look too bad. Two-card fans look tiny in this cabinet. It's true. Honestly, like their cooling capacity has just gotten so good that you don't need a 3-fan card anymore. So I usually spec out 2-fan cards unless it's like a 4070 Ti Super or larger, because you just don't need it anymore. Finally killed our energy drink. All right. Let's get this guy out here. Is that about the right level? Yeah, we'll do it out there. Okay, there's our GPU power. And I think we're done, folks. Just clip a few zip ties here. There we go. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. Boom. What do we think of our cable management game today, boys? What do we think? Had my CPU start over, heating, idle at 90C, checked pace looks fine. Replaced and still doing it. Thermaltake AIO liquid cooler you've had for 2 years. I mean, typically they last for anywhere from 2 to 5 years, depending on the quality. I would say it's likely your pump went out. All right. I think that cable management looks spicy AF. I think it looks good. So we're gonna put our little panel thing back on here that smacked me in the face earlier. There we go. Boom. It's not really hiding any lack of cable management because we did such a good job. Now we got this guy. She's just gonna slide on like that. She is beautiful, that's right. No, this is not a giveaway. This is a customer build, Alexander. Cabling is flat clean, that's right. We done good on this one. Hit those fire emojis, that's right, it is time. If you wanna see this baby get cranked up, I wanna see fire emojis all throughout the chat. You gotta send this off the right way. We're gonna dim the lights. Gonna bring down the mains, as it were. Richard's got some fire emojis. Ghost got his favorite emoji. Will with his. Anybody else? Who else wants to get in on the emoji game? Come on. Come on now. Move it that way just a little bit. There we go. Now it's in the center. What video card is in it? This has a 4070 Super. All right. We got some people in there throwing down their favorite emojis. So, here's what we got. We've got a Ryzen 7 7700X. We've got 3 terabytes of storage. We've got this RTX 4070 Super. Got a bunch of Phanteks D30 120mm fans, half of which are reversed to make it look even better. Got the Phanteks Glacier 1 CPU cooler, 360mm. We've got an Asus ROG Strix B650E-F gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. And we've got an Asus TUF 1000 watt power supply. And we can't forget, I almost did, but we can't, some 32 gigs of CL36000 DDR5 RAM from G.Skill. First ever power up inside of the Phanteks NV5. Here it is. Why not Intel? Because AMD is better. Simple as that. Look at how pretty she is. Look at it. Look at all that RGB. Yeah, the 4070 Super is amazing. That's first boot right there. 4070 Super into 7600, that's nice. What, puppy? What are you doing? It looks good, y'all. It looks good. That is one schmexy PC. That RGB just looks so clean, you guys. Just that nice diffused RGB everywhere. Ugh, it's good. All right, if we're gonna be playing any games tonight, I gotta get to it because it's 8 o'clock. Congrats on the first boot, thank you. Don't be scared, you can go watch some of my videos, Jade, if you if you need help. I've got some like specifically for how to build your first, or how to build a PC. You can also go through a bunch of my live streams and maybe you can find one that looks really similar to the specs you have. Yeah. The color combo looks really good. Looks really good. The full Phanteks build looks pretty freaking nice. Dude, he's gonna love it. If he doesn't love this, then you should disown him. Okay, I shouldn't say that, but he's gonna love it. That's how confident I am. Yeah, the RGB with the black, it's incredible. Yeah, this is for a client. He's actually in the chat. Will Hap in the chat. This is he ordered this PC. Dude, the D30 fans look really good. They're very nice. He doesn't love he has mental issues. Okay, that's a little far. It's a little far. No, it's for me. That's right. We're gonna have to build a matching one for him, so they can both have it. Maybe we'll do yours in white, so he'll have his in black and you'll have yours in white. Be pretty cool. No, it's not a giveaway, Alexander, for the third time. All right, y'all. If we're gonna play any games tonight, it's gonna have to be now. So, if you're not already and you wanna watch me play some games, head over to kick.com/redneckengineer, spelled exactly the same way as it is on YouTube. And we're gonna end, well, it is kind of a giveaway, you're giving it away, but I was paid for this. That's the important part. I'm not giving it away. So, they're Phanteks D30. What? Why are you whining at me? I took you out to go potty right before I started this stream. Right before. Right before. You hungry? You want food? You want food? How about I give you a bully stick? Sorry, my dog is whining at me. How about you eat that? Will that make you feel better? Okay. Yes, go hide away with it. All right. Does anyone play BG3? No, I don't. All right. I'm going to end the YouTube stream. Thank you so much for hanging out. We will see you next time. If you're on Kick, stick around. We're going to play some games. All right? All right. Have a good night.